Now let's move on to step 19 of our assignment. Here you want to be able to move quickly from worksheet to worksheet. So we're going to add some hyperlinks here in our invoice worksheet and our prices worksheet. So yes, you can create hyperlinks in Excel just like we did in Word, or if you create them in PowerPoint as well. So on our invoice worksheet, we're going to go to cell D14. There we're going to create a hyperlink going to cell F2 on our prices worksheet, and vice versa. We're going to add screen tips for each of these. So let's go ahead and do those steps now. So we're going to close our VBA, return Excel. We're going to go to our invoice worksheet. We're going to go to cell D14. Here we're going to create our hyperlinks. We're going to go to the Insert tab. We're going to go to our links group, and the only object we have is the links object. We're going to add a hyperlink here, and we are going to use our existing file, and we're going to go to the prices worksheet, cell F2. So only in this document. So we're going to click place in this document. Here's our prices worksheet, and we're going to tell it the cell is F2. You don't need to create this as an absolute value. It knows there's only one cell. The hyperlink will only work one way. So we're going to hit screen tip. Now we're going to put in that text, go to prices worksheet. So we've got our screen tip created. Hit OK. Hit OK again. And you'll see that your hyperlink has been created. Now if we click on that, we're taken right to where we thought, to the F2 cell on our prices worksheet. Now from here we're going to create a hyperlink back to cell D14 on our invoice worksheet. Same thing, come up here on the links group, here on the Insert tab, click that. We are going to go back to the invoice worksheet, cell D14. We're going to create a screen tip for this one. It says return to the invoice worksheet. We'll hit OK. Hit OK again, and our hyperlink is there, and now we can jump back and forth between those two cells on those two different worksheets. Now let's go to our next step, which is step 20. We're going to hide the therapist worksheet. So unless we're going to doing changes, add some therapists, that's the only time we would go to that. So we can easily do this multiple ways. I like the right click method to just go and hide the worksheet. It's very quick and easy. You can also go to the Home tab. You can go to your cells group, format, and you can hide your sheet. So now the therapist sheet is hidden. Let's go to our next step. Step 21. On our invoice worksheet, we're going to unlock cells E6, E8, E10, E12, D14, C31, F34, as well as the cell ranges B15 through B30 and E15 through E30. Once we've unlocked those cells, we're going to protect the invoice worksheet, only the worksheet, not the workbook, and do not allow for locked cells to be selected. So let's go ahead and jump back over there and complete those steps now for step 21. So here on our invoices worksheet, we're in cell E6. We can see if this is locked. We come up here to our cells group on the Home tab, go to the format object here, drop that down, see your options here. You can see here with locked cell under protection that it is locked. You can see that it's a gray box around it. If I click lock to unlock it, then I go back in here, you can see that gray box is not around locked cell anymore. So we're going to go ahead and unlock all of the cells that told us to real quickly here using your shortcut that you should be a master at by now. So E6, E8, E10, E12, we're going to select D14, then we're going to select C31, now that you've got cell C31, select F34, after F4, we're going to do the cell ranges B15 through B30, and E15 through E30. Now that you have all those selected, let's unlock those. Now they've all been unlocked. Let's protect our invoice worksheet now and do not allow the cells to be selected. So to protect the worksheet, very quick and easy, we can just come right back up here to our cells, format, click that, and you can see under protection is protect sheet. Now we're given the options here for allowing all of our users of this worksheet to do what. And what it told us to do in the directions is we do not want to allow for lock cells to be selected. Well, right now, select lock cells can be selected, so we can uncheck that, hit OK. We'll hit the home button as instructed, and now we're back up here. So that should be it for that step, and that's exactly what we did. So now we're going to go to step 22, and on our invoice worksheet we're going to remove the grid lines. Well, to do that, it's very simple. We're just going to go to our View tab. We're going to go to our Show Group and uncheck grid lines. Let's go back to see step 23 now. So we're going to unprotect our invoice worksheet that we just protected. Then on our invoice worksheet, we're going to hide all of the formulas that are there so they cannot be seen, but they'll still exist, and then protect the worksheet again. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the first thing we're going to do is unprotect the invoice worksheet. So let's go back into our home group, format, unprotect sheet. The next thing it wanted us to do is to hide all of our formulas. So we're working with formulas. We'll go to the Formulas tab. Now we're going to move on to our formula auditing group. We're going to show our formulas so we can actually see the formulas that we want to hide. Once we find and can see all of these, and I'm going to decrease this zoom just to make it easier. I can tell there are formulas in all of those cells. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I'm just doing it to make it easy on myself. So I'm going to now select all these cells with the formulas. I can see there are no other cells that have formulas. Now I'm going to go back to my Home tab, click on the cells, Format. I'm going to come down here under Protection and go to Format Cells. Then I will see that there's a protection worksheet. Here I'm going to hide those, hit OK. And now I'm going to protect my worksheet again. Hit OK. And you can see that now I cannot see those anymore. I've protected my worksheet. Now I've done all that I needed to do. I can navigate around still. My macro sheet's still there. Now I can put in my information, but I cannot mess with the formulas. So my cells are hidden, or all my formulas are hidden in those cells. My sheet's protected. Now I'm ready to move on to step 24. Step 24 says hide the horizontal scroll bar. So to do that, we're going to go to our file, go to our Backstage view. We are going to go from here, we're going to go down to our options. We're going to click on the Advanced tab here. And then we're going to scroll down to the display options for this workbook. And we we are going to deselect Show Horizontal Scroll Bar. That way we will not see it over here. So once we do this, hit OK. And we should not see our horizontal scroll bar. Oh, there we go. Our vertical bar is still here. If we wanted to deselect that, we could go back into our display options for the workbook as well, but our horizontal scroll bar is now disappeared. Now we're going to go back and let's take a look at step 25. We're going to protect our workbook structure, but do not add a password. Unfortunately, a lot of times people will protect workbooks, they'll put a password in, those people will leave the organization, and then there is some difficulty in trying to get back into making changes in the workbook. So we're going to protect our workbook structure. So we're going to go back and we're going to go to our review tab once again, the changes group here, and we're going to protect the whole workbook. We're not going to put a password on there, so we'll hit OK. And that's all we need to do for our protecting our workbook. Come back over to step 26. Now we're going to mark the workbook as final, and to do that we're going to once again go back into our backstage view. We're going to go to where it says protect workbook here, drop this down, and we'll see an option that says mark as final. It will be marked as final and saved. Yes, we would definitely like to save this. Now, we are not going to save this as a macro enabled workbook because of the grading. So we're going to continue saving this as a macro free workbook. Click yes. We'll hit OK. While I said this earlier, marking it as final and protecting it this way is pretty weak, but it is some protection. Some protection is better than nothing. So if we go back to our directions, we'll see that now we're ready to close this, save it, submit it, and get our directions. That's it for this video. Hope you found this helpful. There are a lot of steps, so hopefully this took added a little bit of ease in completing it. Thank you for following along, and I know this is a little bit different based on the need to do these virtually, so thank you guys, and don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions. Just contact me via email, rolamart@iu.edu. Take care, everyone, and good luck.